All right, good Monday evening, everyone. I am King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon. We do have a fresh round of winter weather advisories that have been now included for tonight's forecast, which will include accumulating snowfall. And this time around, we're actually talking about areas within the immediate Puget Sound area. Yes, that includes us around Everett down to Tacoma. We're going to show you where those advisories are, tell you how much we're expecting as far as some of the snow that we're going to see with that. And it might be the best chance that we have is seeing maybe some accumulating snowfall here as we head on into tonight, into the earlier part for tomorrow. Could be some icy spots. That will be the main concern for us. But let's go ahead and talk about why this is all happening. A lot of cold air in place, and that has been keeping snow levels down around sea level here for the past few days, and still is going to remain the case as we go throughout a lot of the work week. What we could see as we go later on into the week is that temperatures bounce a little bit above freezing, but large in part, we're talking about some pretty cold conditions, and all we really need is that steady moisture to be in place to help create the snow. So here we are, heading on into tonight, into early tomorrow morning, still in first alert mode. We're going to see those snow showers make their way through from time to time, and those icy roads will be more the concern, especially now that we're going to see this round come through during the overnight hours. Without the daylight, even though it is still cloudy for a lot of us, that sun still penetrates down to the surface and does help to melt some of that snow on the ground. And what we're expecting with this, generally between about a coating, a dusting to 2 inches here, maybe some isolated higher spots, especially into some of those foothill communities as we go throughout the night. So here's a look, 7-day forecast. Tomorrow still in first alert mode, but a lot of 30s still showing up for highs. Once we get into Wednesday, a little less snow, and then Thursday and Friday looking to be fairly dry. Flurries still around. The weekend could be a bit more active, but maybe a bit warmer at the same time too. Our SchoolNet site, I've been showing this pretty much all day. If you were with us on King 5, you saw this beautiful shot of the Bellevue SchoolNet site there, the open window school, and you can see the snow has been there since yesterday. The parking lot, though, you can see kind of covered by snow, not really much. It's mostly slush right now. Once the sun sets, that's when things starts to harden up and get really crunchy and icy and slippery. Here in Bellingham, it's really been more about just the cold weather, the wind chills that have been in the single digits. Not a lot of snow really showing up right now here looking at that hour, and this is as of about 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. sorry, here on your Monday. And then a gorgeous shot right here looking out towards the north coast, La Push. Beautiful shot of the snow showing up just off of the water there on top of the sand. And then here in Seattle, yeah, hasn't really been a whole lot. Whenever we've seen it snow, it's just melted. It's 38 degrees right now, but that band is starting to get its act together. I'm going to show you where exactly that is coming up. Wanted to point this out, though, because most of our temperatures pretty close, if not slightly warmer than at this point yesterday. But up there near Bellingham, 12 degrees cooler. That's where we have those Fraser outflow winds that are coming from the Fraser River Valley and helping to keep things a lot colder, maybe a bit drier up that way too, because it is a cold and dry air mass that is coming in through there, and it's coming more so out of the northeast. Temperatures right now for you up there in Bellingham, much different for the rest of us. 25 in Bellingham, while the rest of us are in the mid to upper 30s, even lower 40s here at this hour, helping with some of the melting that we've been seeing throughout the day. All right, here's the radar. You can see things starting to pick up a little bit up that way around the San Juans. We'll keep an eye out for the possibility of seeing some accumulations up into these parts right here. While the farther south you go, that's where we're going to be keeping an eye out for this band that is now beginning to really take shape. Which one are you talking about? Right here. That is now beginning to show itself pretty much along and maybe just a little west of the I-5 corridor, but we're really talking about along and east of the I-5 corridor here as we head on into the night. We'll also see some showers as you go over this way across parts of the south coast and southwest interior. So keep that in mind too as we get ready to show you the advisories, but all that is in place right now. Here are those advisories out until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. That includes the coast, the Strait of Juan de Fuca, the north coast of the Olympic Peninsula there, southwest interior, the Kitsap Peninsula, as well as the San Juans and Puget Sound. And again, that will include areas from northern Snohomish County, from Everett down to Tacoma, around Pierce County, and over the Kitsap Peninsula too. We weren't included in the other rounds of winter weather advisories over the weekend, but this time we are, and we're talking about amounts that could add up to about maybe 2 inches in some spots, or at least up to 2 inches. So you could see a coating, you could see up to 2 inches, maybe some localized heavier spots, but generally that's what we're going to see with this. And it's, again, not a really high amount of snow, but it's going to be the icy conditions because of this colder air that is really settling in. Now, the coldest of it is going to be up this way across Whatcom County and across the San Juans, where we do do have those wind chills that could drop to as low as maybe 0 degrees, or even in some spots. We saw those this morning just west of Ferndale, down below 0. So definitely be careful. Bundle up and layer up across those parts, and still stay warm farther south. Just not going to be quite as cold, because here, once we head into the night, you can see this is 7 to 8 o'clock. We start to see this banding coming together. It's going to be a thin band, and it's not looking like it's going to be all that widespread, but where it is sticking around, and if it does persist for a little while longer, that's where we could start to see some of these amounts pile up. And we're not just talking about on generally the grassy surfaces or the bridges and overpasses this time. Oh, sorry, that kind of messed up on me. There you go. We're talking about areas around these locations right here, maybe even on some of the main streets and highways that we could see the pile up there, because again, we're seeing this starting to fall as we go throughout the night. So that's at 1 o'clock later tonight, and you'll see that this slowly but surely starts to pivot its way farther off to the east. So by tomorrow morning, many of us are actually fairly dry, or actually done with the snow at that point, but the icy conditions will still be in place, so be careful of that, especially with temperatures right there, 29 degrees, 30 around Everett, around 29 in Tacoma. So we're going to be just slightly below the freezing point. So something to keep in mind, and definitely want to be keeping being very careful with that as you're heading out early into your Tuesday morning. Even out towards the coast, too, you can see temperatures at or below the freezing point. We'll see some moisture try to sneak its way farther to the east. Just like today, though, and Sunday, snow falling during the daytime hours. Temperatures marginal, if not above the freezing point. Shouldn't really create much of a concern. So first 2 to 3 hours of Tuesday morning could be slick and icy. That turns into slush, or just completely turns into wet roadways as we go deeper on into the day on Tuesday. And then we'll continue on into later tomorrow night. Maybe another round trying to sneak its way in here as we head on into late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. It looks like a lot of that moisture holds off until the daytime hours of Wednesday, which would help us out, but still could be some additional snow to keep an eye out for as we head on into that time. Let's talk some of the snow totals here, and just keep this in mind. Anything that falls, some of it might melt. So this is not including or factoring in the possible melting that we might see as the snow is falling. Now up around Bellingham, Friday Harbor, down this way around Seattle and Everett, you're seeing amounts around 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Again, that could be slightly less with the melting happening, and I think where we are seeing the models being a bit more aggressive than what might happen is out this way towards Cleveland. It says over another 1/2 foot of snow. We're going to keep that closer to about, I would say, 2 to 4 here as we head over the next day or so. All right, let's talk about what is all driving this big area of low pressure just kind of spinning right here off of the coast. Finally, as we head on into Wednesday night and then into Thursday, you can still see some moisture up this way around where we are across the Pacific Northwest, including western Washington, but it is heading down closer to the California coastline, and then that's when it's going to start to shoot off towards the east there and provide a lot of heavy snow across the higher terrain in California, Nevada, into Oregon, and in Idaho, and eventually over towards maybe even Montana and Wyoming. We're drying out, though, a lot more by late Thursday heading into Friday, and then we'll see a weaker disturbance come on through as we head on into the weekend. Looks like that one could produce a few areas of light rain and snow, but shouldn't be a huge deal for us at that point. Let's get back into the temperatures, because we are seeing the really cold stuff farther north, where we are going to have those lows drop down into the 20s across Bellingham, maybe a few 20s down this way around Puget Sound too, but then we really don't warm up a whole lot during the daytime hours heading on into tomorrow afternoon. That's Bellingham at about 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. You can see just above freezing, while the rest of us are sitting right around the low 40s and the upper 30s. We'll head into Wednesday morning again. You can see kind of a repeat of that. Colder up around Whatcom County and the San Juans, while farther south, not dealing with quite as much of that cold air. And then we'll head into the afternoon on Wednesday, back above freezing safely, and that's what's going to help with some of the melting. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you here. This is what's going to be happening as far as our wind chills, and as we head deep into the night, early into tomorrow morning, you can see that things are going to be extremely chilly there in Bellingham. 14 degrees for a wind chill. That's exposed skin when you do factor in the wind. And I think it could even be colder than that in some spots across Whatcom County. The rest of us farther south, not dealing with as much of that chill in the air. Still going to be cold, and again, you want to dress warm and be careful, but we head into the next couple of mornings. We deal with a lot more of those cold wind chills farther north as we head on into your Tuesday morning, your Wednesday morning, and possibly even into your Thursday morning as well. High temperature is going to stay very cold here over this next 7-day stretch. Of cooler than average, normal high of 49. We're below that number each and every day. And again, some of those overnight temperatures will be in the 20s. Average snow, can't really see that right there, but that's 38 degrees. We drop down into the 20s most nights. Tonight, 28 in Bremerton, 31 in Tacoma. And again, with this snow coming on through, you want to keep an eye out for the possibility of that icing for tomorrow morning. Even though it's not going to be a huge amount of snow, we're still going to be calling for some of those icy conditions because that snow will stick around a little better on some of those bridges and overpasses as well as on some of those roads. And then tomorrow's highs back up above freezing, but still quite a ways away from average. Mid to upper 30s to low 40s. 7-day forecast shows that we do have the snow icon still on there for a lot of these days. Temperature's not really warming a whole lot, but we're not really calling for any sort of major snowstorm that's going to be impacting us. But I think, yes, again tonight, especially if you're here in Seattle, around Tacoma, Federal Way, getting up around Everett, this is going to be the best chance I think we have of getting some of that snow to stick on the ground for tomorrow morning. Kids might be dealing with some delays tomorrow. We'll see if we see any cancellations, but something to keep in mind. So everyone, take care, of course. Be safe here as we head over the next couple of days. Really make sure that you drive carefully, and we'll always keep you updated here on King 5 and King 5 Plus. See ya.